What up, though, YouTube? It's your boy, Mid Financialist. I think I decided on I'm probably going to get, hey, for all y'all who hear that, that's my little Pupper's Riot, but I think I decided I'm going to have to get, like, a suit jacket or something and wear a suit jacket so that then that could be, like, the little differentiator because those of you who don't know, I'm actually El Schmitty, disguised as Mid Financialist. Oh, yeah, that's how we're going to watch it for now. We're just going to be in the tuck of the hood. We're just gonna be in the tuck of the hood, chat. Yep. All right. Anyways, today we got a video from CoffeeZilla exposing the. Hold up, chat. I don't even know how many zeros this is, bro. How many zeros is this? Like, is that 10 billion? I think that's 10 billion. Anyways, it intrigued me. I saw the whoa. We're on the wrong count. Whoa. Yeah, same video, different person. All right.
There's a $10 billion industry
let's get into it.
which preys on poor people, is endorsed by celebrities, but most people haven't.
Hold up, what did he say?
There's a $10 billion industry which preys on poor people, is endorsed by celebrities, but most people haven't heard of. Mostly because it goes by so many names.
I like something called the debt backpack method.
I recommend national debt relief to anyone who wants to become debt-free.
It's called the rapid relief method. It's called the debt clear method.
That's right. According to celebrities, there's an easy method to get your debt settled.
Wait a
The
minute.
problem is, the banks don't
Wait a
want-
damn minute, because yeah, hit my line. Hey, hit my line. What do you
want you
mean?
to know about it.
Banks don't want you to know this, but there's a national debt relief program specifically designed to help Americans with $10,000 or more of credit card or personal loan debt.
I'll be honest, when I first saw this, I was curious what the big secret was. But the second or third time, I started to get suspicious.
Banks don't want you to know this, but there's a national debt relief program
Specifically designed to help Americans with $10,000 or more of credit card or personal loan debt. They hate this program.
They hate this program.
Bro, this would be perfect. Bro, give me the program. What are we exposing the program? Coffee. I don't know if I like this video. What are we exposing the program for?
They hate this program because if you qualify, they can help you settle 40 to 60% of your debt and put you on one simple payment plan for the rest.
Yeah, it's pretty strange, right? And as I investigated, what I found was there were thousands of ads like this with a bunch of variety, micro-targeting different groups. Seniors, Christians, factory workers, anyone with over $10,000 in credit card debt and a pulse. But worse, many of them were featuring total lies. Like, take, for example, this cluster of ads about debt elimination for veterans.
So the Veteran Administration is handing
No.
out debt elimination for all
No, why is it all the black people? No, this is fucking evil.
veterans. And no one's even
And the other one's a ginger? Damn, y'all can't see, bro. It's all these niggas and then it's a ginger, bro. Damn. Why is it just black people?
Yeah, no one's
That was just black people. 3 blacks and a ginger might as well just be all black people.
talking about this headline because it doesn't exist. This is a fake photoshopped headline from the Department of Defense. Here's the real one. And these people lied about it to push veterans into debt settlement, and they use the same lie for seniors on Social Security too.
Practically handing out debt elimination for seniors, and no one's even talking about it.
Who are you talking to?
Okay, look, beyond the insanity of running ads with fake government headlines, what bothered me about this was the specific micro-targeting of vulnerable groups and optimizing it. Like, using dozens of AI-generated variations to optimize engagement. There's something so uniquely dystopian about that. in a way
AI
that
slop.
couldn't have existed 10 years ago.
Blech.
Take, for instance, this ad, which is someone talking about their personal experience getting out of debt.
Trust me, I know what it's like. I racked up 4 of my credit cards to more than $30,000. But here's how I got it canceled.
Yeah, except that's totally fake. There are dozens of these ad variations.
Ah,
They're
no.
somehow optimizing for click-through rate to see which of their fake stories works better. Like, is it the one with the
Damn, y'all not gonna bless me?
girl, the guy, the black person, the white person? And what struck me is just, for all this industrial scale fakery and lying, there is an industry behind all of this, endorsed by celebrities. It's very real, it's very profitable, and it's often predatory, but basically no one knows how it works because most of it is run in the dark with these ads. And the videos that do explain debt settlement are usually trying to sell you on debt settlement. So I spoke to lawyers, whistleblowers, so the public can stop getting lied to about debt settlement.
Oh shit. CoffeeZilla just hopped in his bag of the evil sinister music. We're back. Bro, his edits actually go so hard, chat. If y'all don't know about CoffeeZilla, check him out, bro. Cause like, what the fuck? I'm still confused on like, what is he sitting behind? Like, there's no way that's his actual studio, is it? Like, is it a green room? Is he sitting behind just a green screen and then made that entire room?
Or in crippling amounts of debt and want
Niggas got smoke going through it, fan blowing, all kinds of shit.
Now, I'm not here to tell you that all debt settlement is a scam because, at its most basic, debt settlement is simply a process where a debtor who owes money and the creditor, the person they owe money to, agree to settle a debt for a lower total amount. That is objectively not a scam, and it is sometimes the best move for both parties. Usually because the debt is in default, the creditor is probably going to not get paid otherwise, and the debtor can't pay. So that, to be clear, is not what this video is about. Today we're talking about the debt settlement industry, which sells people on the idea of not paying their bills as a shortcut to getting out of debt and takes a fat fee for it. And we're going to talk about how this industry often doesn't disclose the risks, and even worse, tricks people to get them in the program in the first place, which I heard about.
See, for full transparency, chat, I kind of was almost, I think it was One Main Financial, bro. Where was the day? This is what this channel is about. Just for me to be completely transparent, okay? So there was a day where I had just no money. Like literally like no money. I got kicked out the crib. So I wasn't even like at the crib. I was staying in my car for just a little bit. And I had no money. I needed to get gas. So I was like, fuck, what can I do? If I just put $2 into my account, if y'all really know the cheat codes, you put $2 in your account, you could, or whatever, you could run on the Chevron, pay that on your card, and then you could fill up your whole tank of gas off of $2. It's just gonna put your account in negative, obviously. But like, you know, you could get a full tank of gas for at least a week, or however long it's gonna last you. So I was over here just trying to figure some shit out, and I'll speed it up a bit for you. But I was trying to figure some shit out, trying to figure out if I could pawn this watch, and I'm like, damn, bro, I really need money. I was like, what if I like need money? Like, what if I need a lot of money? And I was like, let's see what I could apply for. Let me see the loan. So I looked at this One Main Financial, bro. They was ready to give me like a buku loan, nigga. I'm talking about like $7,000, $14,000, and I'm like, I ain't got no credit, no good credit, no nothing worth it. Why the fuck would you give me that shit? I just ran off on the bag on a goddamn one of them afterpay programs. Right? What are you doing? Don't be licking stuff. I don't know. Shout out to my dog. But yeah. So I'm like, there's no reason they should be giving me this money, but they was like tallying up my assets. I was like, oh shit. They're like, you got a house? I was like, yeah. Do you got a car? I was like, yeah. How old are you? 22. You work a job? Yeah. How much money you make? Like $50,000 a year. Man, they was ready to give me that loan expeditiously, chat. Expeditiously. But I know, like, if I didn't pay, like, all I'm doing is just moving this shit up. My car's damn near paid off. If I'm over here consolidating my debt over to somebody else, and then now they're going to just use everything as collateral, fuck out of here with that. I feel like that's what he might get into.
Typically for people going through some type of hardship, whether that's divorce, a medical issue, you lost your job, something catastrophic has happened in your life to the point where you cannot afford to pay on your credit cards anymore. But that's not what we pitch to. I would say from my experience, 70+% of my clients were not in that situation. They were looking for a consolidation loan, a home repair loan, some type of loan, not debt settlement.
Why were people calling you for a loan though?
Because that's what we advertise. The advertising goes through these third-party affiliates.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wasn't going for no settlement. The fuck, I was going for a goddamn loan. Just give me my money.
They just have to get someone on the phone, and we're responsible for closing that person.
So you guys advertise loans, but what you actually sell is stop paying your credit cards so we can make a cut of your debt.
Correct.
That sounds like a bait and switch.
That sounded like a bait and switch to me. Now you see my ethical dilemma.
That was Miller, by the way. He was a sales rep who came to me because he believed the companies he was working for were doing things that were unethical. And he wasn't the only one. 2 other sales reps who wanted to stay anonymous told me the exact same thing.
Stay anonymous? What, y'all think that the niggas is gonna come pull up with suppressors and blick y'all down? What we staying anonymous
because
for?
They're using
Shout out Miller for having some testicles.
Mechanic of pitching clients the entire thing, and you as the client are gonna think that I'm gonna get a loan, but then the salesperson is gonna go ahead and twist words, basically telling you, oh, you don't qualify for a loan, but here's the repayment plan that's good. And sometimes people would get confused because the sales agent would rush them into signing the contract thinking that he's gonna get a loan.
Bro, that's exactly what the fuck was happening to me. Chat, I didn't take this loan. God bless, I didn't take this loan. I just like came to my senses. I was like, nah, fuck taking out any more debt. I don't want to take out any more debt because eventually, once all my debt's gone, I'm just gonna fucking quit and I'm gonna do this shit full time. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm not gonna do that. I went and walked around trying to sold my watch for a couple bucks, put that shit in it. You know what I'm saying? But that's exactly what the fuck they was doing, bro. When I tell you I submitted for this loan. And I was like, yo, so how do I get it? And they're like, yo, you're going to have to come down to the office to file the paperwork. And I was like, okay, well, I don't got gas, like I told you. Like, I really can't go nowhere besides in Manteca. So y'all got an office in Manteca? Yeah, we got an office in Manteca. Oh, really? Yeah, we got offices everywhere. Everywhere? Like, Manteca, Turlock, Ripon. What? Ripon? What the fuck you got an office in Ripon for? Nobody needs this shit in Ripon. Yeah, we're actually moving out. You know what I'm saying? But long story short, I'm like, this is exactly what the fuck they were doing.
But he's not getting a loan. He's signing up for that settlement.
Most of the people that get called also apply for loans, or they think they're applying for loans, and then when they get warm transferred to the sales division, when the lead is made, they are baited and switched onto a debt relief program.
This is truly the worst part of this industry and a secret most people don't know about, that oftentimes you are tricked into getting on a call thinking you're applying for a loan, but actually they're trying to sell you on debt.
Also, if you didn't want to know that, the interest rate on that shit was like 31%, bro. Oh my god. I'm not even, none of my debt is anywhere close to that high, so fuck
In fact, I
that.
actually got a copy of a script at one point from one of these companies, and they have what's called a loan killer method, which is used when a client is frustrated and asks, I only want a loan, or won't give up on the idea of a loan. The script tells them to say, it's going to be very difficult to get a good interest loan. My partner's broker ran your name through, and it came back as declined all. And then says, let me tell you why I qualified you for this debt resolution option.
The good old, I already asked somebody else, nigga, there ain't nothing else out here. Method, bro? Ain't no way,
And
bro.
confirming what we saw, that it's
Ain't
very
no way.
restricted
Just straight
to
up
resell
lie.
people from loans onto debt settlement, which they didn't know they wanted in the first place.
The whole thing starts out with a lie many times. A lot of folks I've seen reach out to a debt consolidation company, or what they think is a debt consolidation company, where they're going to get a loan to pay their creditors. And this company pulls their credit and says, you don't qualify. And then they give that credit report to the debt settlement company. There's already a relationship there, maybe the same company. And so the debt settlement company calls them and says, hey, we know you got some problems with debt, so we can help you out. And people don't get, the relationship there. We've caught on a few and figured it out. I think most of them start that way. We just they don't necessarily see the relationship. So they start out with a lie,
Thank you.
And it goes forward from there. They promise, we're going to fix your credit, which is the exact opposite of what they do. They destroy your credit. You're going to save a whole bunch of money. You're not going to save any money. You might.
Hold up, chat. My dog needed to go pee-pees.
Save a little bit, maybe, if things go as planned. In worst case, which happens quite a bit, you're going to end up paying more than you would if you just paid your creditors. You're going to have to deal with a lawsuit probably, because somebody's going to sue you.
Yeah, he's right. That was
Someone's
Clifford,
gonna
he's
sue
a lawyer
me?
I spoke to who helped me understand how common it is for people to get sued. I didn't realize it, but lawsuits are the biggest risk of these plans because when you stop paying your creditors, they have no obligation to negotiate with you. I mean, yes, sometimes they do settle, but sometimes they sue. And I learned debt settlement lawsuits are not just possible, they're one of the most popular kinds of lawsuits. They are so common that in many states it is the #1 lawsuit that gets filed. According to Pew, debt collection takes up almost 50% of our entire civil case.
What? Them niggas was trying to get me sued? That's the last thing I need. Yeah, right, go. There we go. That's the last motherfucking thing I need.
Docket. And those numbers have only increased in recent years. So not only do debt settlement companies often start with a lie, many don't tell you the truth about the risks, the main one that you get sued. But even assuming everything goes according to plan, the fees these companies charge eat into most of your savings. See, the reason this industry has such aggressive advertising is that it's so profitable, and affiliates will say anything to get the sale. This is because the companies charge up to 25% of the debt they settle as a fee, which leaves few, if any, savings on the table for you. And to understand how this works, we'll do some quick math. Let's say you have $10,000 in credit card debt, and you default to enroll in a debt settlement plan, thinking you're going to save tons of money. How this works is you stop paying your creditors, start paying the debt settlement company via a special trust account.
By the way, when he said default, chat, that means you just stop paying your bills. And once you default, they just count you as a lost cause.
We'll assume for this example that you don't get sued and the settlement company charges a 25% fee. Assuming your creditor settles for 50%, you'd initially think you're getting out of debt for $7,500, saving 25%. $5,000 to your creditor, $2,500 to the negotiator. But not so fast, because you defaulted on your debt, which means your credit card balance was growing the whole time with penalty interest and late fees. Again, we'll be charitable and assume your balance freezes after a 6-month charge-off. You're actually going to be paying more like a $12,000 debt, meaning you're actually paying $6,000 to your creditor and $2,500 to the settlement company, or $8,500 total.
I'm sorry, y'all. That didn't make too much sense to me.
Except we also have to add in taxes on the forgiven debt, which the IRS classifies as income. At a tax rate of 22%, that's another $1,300 you might owe, so you completed your...
Wait, what?
Also have to add in taxes on the forgiven debt, which the IRS classifies as income. At a tax...
Forgiven debt is income. So, okay, that makes sense. I didn't actually know that. So, they're saying whenever you, they come to an agreement, a settlement agreement, the difference is considered income because that... What a fucking loophole.
Rate of 22%, that's another $1,300.
Because, depending on the size of the debt and depending on the size of the settlement, if it's a big guy, that's gonna, show up on their balance sheet for real.
You might owe. So you've completed your debt settlement program with a payment of $9,800, where your original debt was $10,000. You saved 2% with a 50% settlement. Now, of course, yes, there's a lot of nuance here, and we use nice round numbers, but the point is this. Even when you get a great settlement and things go perfectly, you probably didn't save as much as you think. And this is the core problem with debt settlement. People are sold on an unrealistic view of the upsides and don't understand the downsides, which is why most people don't finish these programs. So look, if these companies don't disclose sides, which is why
most customers can't settle all of their debts, so the unsettled ones end up being even bigger.
Don't finish these programs. So look, if these companies don't disclose all the facts, if they do charge high fees, why do you need them at all? Well, these companies would argue they have special relationships with creditors that let them get better deals.
And the reason is you can't just call up the credit card company and be like, hey guys, I want to negotiate my debt. It doesn't work like that. Because you have to know who to speak to that has the ability to negotiate with you on behalf of the bank.
The problem is most folks don't have the relationships with the people at these banks to get the best savings.
That's right. The debt settlement companies basically say, look, we do this all the time, we have great relationships, and that's why we're going to get you a great deal. But not everyone agrees with that. Here's Dan, another lawyer.
My main problem with it is they kind of overhype and oversell or outright misrepresent that they somehow have some special relationship with the creditors. These companies will never tell a consumer that. They will never say that the deal that they're likely to get for the consumer is probably the same exact deal that the consumer could get on their own.
Why can't people do it themselves? I mean, these companies kind of represent that they have special relationships with these creditors, etc. Is that true? Can people just do this themselves?
100% do it themselves.
Wow. So after all those ads, all of the supposed secrets the banks don't want you to know, it turns out you could always just do all of this by yourself.
Ain't that a bitch, bro? They just sell you some shit that you could have done yourself, bro. Imagine you buy a drink. This is a crazy analogy, but imagine you buy a drink, right? At Pizza Hut, Pizza Plus, Pizza wherever, you know what I'm saying? And it's a self-serve, so you gotta take it to the machine, the Coke machine. Now, you're walking around and you don't see the Coke machine, but you do see a guy standing by a door, and that door isn't locked or anything. It's just like a solid door, and he's just standing outside of it, and people keep walking up to him, hand him a cup, and then he comes back through the door, boom, with what you wanted. But like, what if the whole time you could have just walked through the door? What if that guy is standing there offering to put ice in your cup, get you a drink, you know what I'm saying? But you already paid for the drink at the register, bro. You just gotta walk through the door. Like, what the
Of course,
fuck?
you're still taking on a bunch of risk of maybe being sued and late fees, which is why at the end of the day, this is an extreme option that should not be taken lightly. And look, I was going to end it there because I'm not the type to recommend anything to a broad audience, but given that I know so many people are deep in debt these days, and I had spoken to some experts, I wanted to give them the floor to say what they see people do when they're deep in debt that isn't as predatory.
I always recommend, I don't do a lot of bankruptcies anymore, but I always recommend somebody talk to a bankruptcy attorney at least to see what that looks like if they're having a problem with their debts.
You're in $40,000 worth of debt, and you're on Social Security, and that's your only income. Anything I can do for you is going to be a Band-Aid as well, and it's probably not the best path. Why don't you speak to my colleague who is a bankruptcy lawyer?
So one is nonprofit credit counseling, which is different than these debt management companies. It's going to be somebody who actually counsels you about your income, your expenses. They come up with a plan with you about how much you're going to have to pay, and they are able to work much more effectively than a for-profit debt management company to work out a plan.
Bro, imagine going to the counselor for your money, bro, and they're just gonna sit here. Like, it was bad enough going to a counselor for them to talk to me about what classes I needed to take, but you expect me to go to a counselor to tell me how much money I need to spend? Oh, you're blood.
Say it was a temporary hiccup with your income. Everybody else should have a conversation with a bankruptcy attorney, because bankruptcy is the best way for somebody who doesn't have a way to pay off their debt to be free of their debt and to rebuild their credit.
Well, there you go. Now, to be clear, none of that is personalized advice. You need to talk to somebody if you actually are deep in debt. There's no one-size-fits-all solution. But the biggest thing I hope you take away from this video is that people selling you on quick fixes or secrets the banks don't want you to know, they might have a few things to hide themselves.
That's facts.
Copy.
Man, what are you doing? Come on. So, what are you doing?
I gotta show you something. Look, I'm telling you, this is gonna change the game. Remember when you said that thing about the veterans?
Yeah, it's a scam.
You were wrong. You were 100% wrong. No, watch this.
No, don't watch. I mean, watch what? We're watching the Patriots. We gotta respect the
I
Patriots.
think there's been some confusion. This debt relief program is 100% legit.
See, I told you. I knew it was
Obviously, AI. What are you doing? This is obviously AI. You're telling me to raise my voice. I mean,
What was AI?
it's obviously fake. It's fake. What do you mean?
Oh my god. Says the guy using 2 anonymous sources. I was protecting guys.
That's called
Who,
protecting
where?
your source. I mean, you would know if you're not a journalist.
Okay, well, I got more sources, so who's right?
Source, they say all the same thing. I mean, what are you talking about? What did they say all the same thing?
Alright, you want me to show you? I'm just gonna show you, okay? Because the proof is in the pudding copy.
Bro, this nigga is hilarious.
Oh, it's not a bother. I got him right here.
Oh, it's not a bother.
I didn't have to look at the screen.
It's funny because the AI is taking hella long to pull some shit up just like a human.
Yeah, it's quite fun.
Bruh.
Are you gonna play? I mean, what are we
Bruh.
You queuing this up? You're
There's
Hey.
a lot of videos to go through, okay? It's a lot of investigating, resourcing, something you probably wouldn't know.
Play the clips. Play the clips. Come on. We're all dying here. The patrons are being disrespected as we speak.
Oh, respect? You're gonna talk to me about respect.
Oh
I
my
have
goodness.
respect for the truth, okay? And you should be grateful that no one's even watching this part, because if people saw the stuff that you were saying, the fact that
This nigga put a grade A Schmitty, bro. He put a grade A Schmitty. You should be happy that nobody's watching right now. Like right now, none of y'all's probably watching. I could just moon the fucking screen if YouTube would allow me.
What are you doing? You're sabotaging. You weren't in the show. You're jealous. Yeah, now you're sabotaging.
Those people saying it's too good to be true either didn't qualify because they didn't have enough in qualifying debt,
Or they clicked on one of the many wrong websites circulating out there.
I'll leave the correct website down below so there's no confusion.
Oh wow.
It's only going to ask your age, debt amount, and a few other simple questions.
If you have over $20,000 in unsecured debt, that is credit cards, personal loans, and non-VA medical bills, you may qualify.
just please be sure to use the link below. It takes 2 minutes to fill out, and it's completely free to qualify.
You're gonna tell me that's AI? Look how many wrinkles are
You're
in his
making a
forehead.
mockery of journalism right now.
Oh my god. Alright, anyway, Schmitty, or mid financialese, that was it for this video. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. I don't know if we have another video going up here today on this channel, but if y'all want to see me on my other channel, I'm over there on El Schmitty. I'm gonna be live tonight on El Schmitty on Twitch, and I'm gonna be reacting to everything else in the entertainment world. Without further ado, it's been real. I appreciate y'all, and have a blessed, wonderful, Merry Christmas.